What's going on, guys? My name is James Collects. If you're finding me for the first time, I am both a nerdy collector and an eBay reseller. Basically, I sell stuff online to fund my nerdy collectiveness. So, what's an NFT, I hear you ask? It's a non-fungible token. Non is fairly self-explanatory. Fungible, not so much. So, fungible is basically, in layman's terms, if you was to imagine cash. So, you got a £5 note and a £5 note. If I trade my £5 note with your £5 note, both £5 notes are still worth £5. When you get to non-fungibles, it's more like artwork and Pokemon cards, which I will grab. I'll grab two of now. So these have two different values, although they are both cards. This is a best card. This is a best winner card. This one's worth more. Basically, artwork is the easiest way to explain it. It's art. It's worth a different amount of money and it can fluctuate. I can't trade this card with you and it'd be worth exactly the same because it's not the exact same product. Token basically means digital, which is online. It's on your phone, it's computer, iPad, whatever it may be, or even on your smartwatch if you're lucky enough to have one. It's a digital collectible, essentially. So what makes an NFT an NFT? They are unique. There's, with the app that I'm currently using, but I'll go into that in a moment, they are numbered. So there are some NFTs where there may only be 1,000, 5,000. There's some basketball ones where there's 35,000 of them, but there is a unique number on every single one of them, so that if you were to trade one, that's it. You can't just grab it back. Once it's gone, it's gone. So each one is numbered, which means that there's a scarcity for it, which means that there's possibly a higher demand for it as well. So, which means it's also got a provable scale. I'm looking at notes, okay? But this is the first time in my life I've made notes for a video. But say if I've got this Pokemon card and there's 100 of them, that means that it suddenly becomes a lot more expensive. But if we can prove that there's 100 of them, and we also know where the other 99 of them are, it makes it very, very desirable. But that's not it. It also means that these products cannot be broken up. Whereas with coins, so crypto coins, you could say you've got one Bitcoin. If you're lucky enough to have a Bitcoin, which I don't, I've got a little bit of a Bitcoin, you can have one whole coin. But you can obviously have segments of that coin. But with NFTs, you have the whole individual item and nothing else. It cannot be broken up and it cannot be split. It's essentially an online collectible. Nice and simple and easy. But let's move on to the app stage. So there's an app that I'm using called VeVe. Or VeVe, depending on whether it's pronounced as DD or meme. I've got absolutely no idea. So VeVe is the app that I'm currently using. They have currently acquired licenses from the likes of DC Comics. They've released a couple of Batmans, Jokers, Harley Quinns, Penguin. They've done Powerpuff Girls. They've done Adventure Time, Ghostbusters. They are going to be doing Back to the Future. They're doing Ultraman, which drops in a couple of days. And bearing in mind, these commons, there's only around 5,000 of them, which is not a lot. Bearing in mind, the last official numbers was around 60,000 people on the app. For an app that's in a beta, that's not officially been released yet and has no secondary market. There's a market bit on the app, but it's currently not live. All the sales have gone on eBay, and you basically then just gift it to someone else. So, and again, that's all provable because each individual NFT has an ID number. So that scamming just can't be a thing because it's traceable. You know where the location of every single NFT is. So as someone who sells on eBay, people who act a little bit fraudulent is kind of annoying. But this potentially stops all of that because it is a digital transaction and it's all completely traceable. So I've got a couple of NFTs. I don't have anything major. I've got one Batman because I missed out on everything else. But I think there was a the logo of Ghostbusters. Someone got the secret rare, and there was only one of them. I think they paid about £100, if not possibly less. Sold about 13,000 on eBay before the secondary market kicked in. Chances are that 13,000 icon is now worth a lot more because there's so few of them. I do have a few NFTs, but the VeVe app allows you to have either an AR room or a AR or a VR room. So the AR, so for those of you who played Pokemon Go back in the day when it went absolutely nuts and you could walk around with your phone and you could see what was going on and you could interact with everything, does exactly the same. So you have this vault that you load into your space, and then you just walk around with your phone and you can walk in your showroom and you can show people the useless collectibles that you've got. I say that, but I've got some, so it's fine. So, and then you've got the VR version, which at the moment I think is only on the device itself. You can't plug it into like PSVR and then just walk around a showroom. As far as I'm aware, you can't do that yet. But I think when that gets enabled, if it does ever happen, that's when things are going to skyrocket. So I think there's going to be a huge market for games and other things as well. I really, really do. So what I could see happening is if they were to ever acquire the licensing from Nintendo, if you was to imagine, and this is just like the same in Fortnite where you have skins that are useless apart from they look cool, people still buy those. This is exactly the same. But if you was to imagine playing Super Smash Bros. Online and you always play as Mario, for whatever reason that may be, you've got an NFT for a Fire Mario, there may only be 5,000 of these ever created. You can now play as Fire Mario. No one else can. It cannot be replicated. Well, it can be copied, but then you're basically hacking the game. But the NFT itself is yours. And at the moment, it cannot be implemented in that sort of sphere. But I think there is a huge potential for that to happen in the future. I really, really do, especially with the names that are involved in this particular app and what that person has done to pop culture in the past. I mean, he pretty much molded a huge part of my childhood, and I didn't even know who he was until about a week ago. So there is huge potential. It just depends on how far this goes. If you was to imagine Ready Player One, which is a fantastic film, but everyone's wearing different skins and they've got access to different cars, etc., etc., etc. It is essentially that, but we just don't have the suit, and we don't have an affordable map where you can run in every direction, which I hope that happens in my lifetime, because that would be amazing. But it very, very simply, it is an online, non-copyable, non-duplicatorable token. It's as simple as that, and it's the exclusivity behind it which is what is making it more and more desirable. Whether they increase the drops in the future, I don't know. I would imagine they're going to. To only have 5,000 of one item is not a lot. But I know that the basketball ones, there's on the common ones anyway, they have 35,000, if not more, of one particular moment. But again, every single moment is numbered. So there's still a market for the common ones. If, say, you buy a common one for $12.99, which is what I've done, it depends on the ID number, on the individual serial number. If you've got serial number 000001, someone's going to want it. Someone might want to collect every number one NFT that's ever existed or will exist. So it's exciting to see, and I just want to know what their plan is for the future and what they would like to implement if they had no restrictions whatsoever. But this is still very, very much in its infancy, and it's also linked to cryptocurrency, and it's linked to one particular coin which I and a few others have been very, very fortunate enough to buy in when it was well under a cent. At the moment it is sitting at about a cent, and it had a massive drop, so I think someone sold quite a few. I've got 33,000 of these tokens because they were so cheap. there was a huge drop where obviously someone who bought in very, very early was like, well, if I've got, I don't know, say 5 million coins and I can now sell them for a cent a piece, whereas before I bought them for maybe 1/100 of a cent, sold the lot, and that dip in price caused, like, it went straight back up. Straight away, within moments, people bought the coin at the lower price. But that's like a whole different conversation, and I'm hoping that someone in the reseller community, Sam, will do a more in-depth video in regards to this particular coin. But I'll leave links down in the description below and let you know where I have bought this coin from, what the coin is from, or sorry, what it's called. But this is obviously not financial advice when it comes to cryptocurrency. Although I have only put £200 in. I know of people personally who have put money in, and I've lent people £100 until payday and just said, look, put it in OMI and just like ignore it, like not uninstall the app, put it in a page on its own at the back of the phone, forget about it, look at it in 6 months and thank me then. That's the confidence I have in this product. The licenses that they have got so far and the licenses that they are more than likely or potentially, it's an educated long shot. I'm very, very excited to see what's going to happen in the future. So that's probably my first and my only NFT video, as it were. But yeah, I'm very, very excited to see what happens in the future. I wouldn't mind seeing some Street Fighter. I'll be honest. Obviously, I'd love to see Pokemon come to the NFT world. Official licensed Pokemon, I think, would be an absolute game changer. If they was to do, imagine doing booster packs of the old Wizards of the Coast stuff, and that would just bang so much, and it would create such a massive hype. If you think Logan Paul changed the Pokemon game, I think NFT of the base set cards would do it 100 times over. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens. Fingers crossed that the next NFT video I do, if I ever do one, I would have had a haircut, because we've been in lockdown since well, for the last 3 and a bit months. So yeah, hence the barnet. But that is it from me. As always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. If you don't, I'll punch you in the face. And yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. Adios.